I need to call some people out, or are you guys gonna come up into the comments? Who comes on my comment page all the time talking about games? So what? Really? And all these other people are coming in and harassing me, calling me Dreamcast guy 2.0 and all that. Hey, what happened? Didn't AGN tell you it wasn't a rumor? See, people get proved wrong again. Y'all coming to my page with all that nonsense.
What did you prove wrong? Nobody cares. And the funny thing is, that still doesn't stop the fact that Sorrows only sold 300,000. The game is a flop. You ponies want to put these exclusive games on a pedestal, but yet you ain't even buying them on your own platform, you big dummy.
Guys, I'm telling you.
Uh-oh, here we go.
You know what? These are the same
Dreamcast guy too out here coping again.
Yeah, I can't wait to get some of these comments. I have now read this. These are the same butthurt Xbox fanboys, not just Steam guys, that thought that they were going to go.
I wanted a Helix so I could play PlayStation games on Steam. What about all the other 14,000 games that you'll be able to play on it? Oh yeah, that's right. Ain't nobody buying a Helix to play your games. Yo, these ponies really be out here putting their exclusives on a pedestal when you guys ain't even buying your own games. You got Sorrows out here looking sorry, man.
Own to PC with the Helix and get PlayStation exclusives in the future.
Ain't nobody was talking about PlayStation exclusives, man. We was talking about the freedom of a PC. Now, if PlayStation games was on there, we'll see if they're going to delist the games that they put. Because if they do, like I've said before, the only person hurting themselves is Sony. 70% of Marathon's fan base came from PC. So if that game happened to be an exclusive, well, there you go. Another flop. I mean, if this is what they're doing, man, like I've said, then we're going to need games like Sorrows to do far better than what we're seeing. And, you know, we're going to bring the proof. Just wait and see.
You were so sure about this. And then they want to flip-flop and start talking about Xbox getting exclusives back. Guess what? Sony said it's over. Only on PlayStation. That's why I got that PS5 Pro, and that's why I'm going to be playing those games at the highest settings because everything's going to look good anyways, and that investment's going to go into the PS6 with PSSR3 and give me my backwards compatibility feats. Yeah, single-player games. I don't need to pay for your online for that.
Well, that's the reason why PlayStation is in business. You do understand now. Like I said, I understand you like single-player games. That's perfectly fine. But do you understand that the reason why PlayStation is even remotely doing well financially, including Nintendo as well as Microsoft, is because of live service and subscriptions and memberships. I mean, even Sony themselves have told you and how the main focus of their platform is nothing but third-party. They even came out as far to say that, you know, the PS5 is nothing but a plastic box with no content, and our main focus is third party. So if your own CEO is telling you this, then what is the point of even arguing about this pathetic little console war?
Once in a while, I only get plus when I want to play some games on the extra to where I feel like, okay, you just saved me $75. If you don't get that, I don't know what to tell you. But yes, it does mean this too. And I've said this when I used to farm PlayStation, that just shows you how much third-party power Sony has.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. You know, let's talk about that, you know, the power of third-party from PlayStation. Yeah, they have so much power that Stranger Than Heaven is dropping on Microsoft's subscription service day and date, and it's not dropping on yours. Oh yeah, let's also talk about games like Beast of Reincarnation. That's another good one, right? How that's dropping on Microsoft's very own subscription, and it's not even dropping on yours. And you want to sit there and talk about how PlayStation is dominating it. What are you talking about? Everybody got third party, buddy. Yo, let me hear this again.
Time. If you don't get that, I don't know what to tell you. But yes, it does mean this too. And I've said this when I used to farm PlayStation, that just shows you how much third-party power Sony has.
Oh yeah, they have so much third-party power, but yet Stranger Than Heaven is dropping, a third-party game, mind you, is dropping day and date on Game Pass Ultimate. Why is it not on PlayStation Plus? Why can't you guys take your PlayStation Plus Premium and play that game day and date? I mean, you're already paying like, what, close to $21 anyway. Oh, there goes that power move that you was talking about. See, the funny thing is these so-called PlayStation fanboys don't want to look at this from the perspective of an actual gamer. You know what I mean? They're going to glaze PlayStation regardless. It doesn't matter. PlayStation can come out with literally no games, which they have been doing, and you guys will be happy. Oh, as long as we get to play Halo Campaign Evolved, you know, we can just turn the friendly fire on and play versus each other. Deathmatch. I mean, you ponies are ridiculous.
Up compared to what they used to be.
Uh-oh.
No, it used to be when you get an iPhone way cheaper. Now people pay $1,000 for an iPhone every year. AGM was correct. Be careful who you listen to. They don't know what they're talking about. So Nintendo beat that so bad they had to rethink their whole business structure. Well, when you see that they have the highest sales like ever historically, their franchises are the biggest. And when you look at games like
that's not true. Oh my goodness, Nintendo! What are you talking about? Their highest selling game is Donkey Kong Bonanza. There was more people playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on PlayStation 5 alone, not including PS4, PC, Xbox, or wherever else that game is at, on one platform. Then what you're talking about, what's going on with Nintendo. See, that's what I'm saying, man. There's so many of these ignorant arguments that these fanboys like to push into the, oh yeah, Nintendo gamers buy games. What type of games do we talk about? Because Mario Tennis flopped. Fast Fusion flopped. Let's talk about those games. Let's focus on those titles. You know, let's focus on the fact that we don't have another F-Zero game. Because if Nintendo did, nobody would buy it. Let's also talk about how Metroid Prime, with an install base of over 170 million Switch 1s and 2s, the game could even eclipse 1 million. And you want to sit there and talk about how Nintendo gamers buy games. Ain't nobody buying games anymore as far as I'm concerned. People buy very select titles. Let it be through PlayStation, PC, Xbox, including Nintendo. You guys know it. You guys know what I'm saying is true. Not everybody's buying every single game because it's exclusive. You guys know that. Because if that was the case, then Sorrows wouldn't be selling at 300,000. The game would have already sold 1 million by the time of the 2 weeks.
Animal Crossing selling 50-something million.
Bro, that's Switch 1. No, we're talking about Switch 2. There's not one game on the Switch 2 putting those numbers. Oh, Mario Kart. The game was bundled. There ain't not one game on Switch 2 pushing those numbers. Stop the cap, bro. And I've told you guys with the engagement of the Switch 2, yes, the hardware is selling good, but just like PlayStation, the software is at an all-time low, even including in regards to third-party games. But you guys want to continue to cap that. Oh, Animal, bringing back, it's like saying, right, this is how you guys want to win an argument. Oh, well, you know, the game showed 58 million. What does that have anything to do with Switch 2? It's the same thing they do when you talk about how Soros is selling 300,000, but God of War sold 20 million on PS4. What the hell does this have anything to do with what's going on with PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox? Because if that's what we're doing, then I'm going to throw out the 360 card. Why are we going back 10, 15, 20 years ago to act as if those things are going on now? Because they're not. That is a blatant lie.
Selling like almost 80 million with the Wii U selling 8.7 million. You're like, dude, those are GTA 5 numbers on one console. And then when you think about third-party games like Mortal Kombat, try to go to every single console and then try to get the last gen. And then
I'm here and I'm going to be on record saying the Switch 2 will not see that same success that Switch 1 did. I'm calling it right now. In regards to software, it will never come close to the Switch 1. The Switch 1 is in a bracket of its own. The Switch 1 is the portable of PlayStation console, PlayStation 2 consoles. That's what it is. It's up on the higher echelon. You know what I mean? One of those breakthrough platforms that everybody just went crazy for, like the PS2 and the Nintendo Switch 1. That's it. The Nintendo Switch 1 is the PlayStation 2 of all portables. That's what it is. It can never be touched.
And they can't even beat Nintendo numbers on one console. That gives you the power.
Nintendo numbers on what console? Switch 2 or Switch 1? Switch 1, that was several years ago. We ain't talking about that no more. We're talking about the Switch 2. We're talking about what's currently going on the market now. To bring up a point like that, in my personal opinion, it's stupid. That is copium at its finest. That's like an Xbox fanboy saying, oh, well, the Xbox is flopping right now, but back in the days, the 360 sold at least 80 mil. What the hell has this got anything to do with Xbox console not selling? And you guys know you guys would say this. So why are we saying this type of nonsense now? Let's stay consistent with what's going on here. Yes, we can use that as a reference, but let's not act as if things are the same as they were when the Switch 1 dropped as what the Switch 2. Because it clearly is not. It's night and day difference, bro. And I've told you guys before, third party have stated that the Switch 2 sales are the lowest of the lowest expectations. That's even far worse than what they said with the Wii U. And you Nintendo fanboys out here capping and glazing. Just doing the same thing these ponies are doing. 17, 19 million Switch 2s. But ain't nobody really playing it, though. They bought the hardware. They got the Mario Kart World bundle. And that's it. Y'all ain't buying games, because if you was buying games, Mario Tennis would have failed. If you was buying games, then most of your games would at least be hitting 1 million. Even your, you know what's crazy? And this is some straight facts. Nintendo's own expansion pack games ain't even hitting 1 mil. They're not even hitting 1 mil. But yet, I've seen that time again with PlayStation at least hitting one, at least close to one. People are just not buying games anymore, man. And I know you guys want to keep saying, oh no, people buying physical. They're not doing it, bro. That's why physical media is leaving these department stores. That's why limited run exists.
And the relevancy to understand how strong exclusives are. Like when Star Wars were launched back in the days, it shaped the entire planet, but it was exclusive to LucasArts in there. You see what I mean? It's like you look at the biggest things of all time.
That was like long. That's what I'm saying. The markets have changed. The market has changed. What are you talking about? That's what we're talking. See, this is why I call you guys dinosaurs. You guys are still stuck in the Stone Age.
There's an identity there. Epic Games' identity is Fortnite. Though I know we're multi-platform, but guess what? That is Epic.
Oh, so it's fine for Epic to do it, but if Xbox does it, there's a problem. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mario and Pokemon, which is still the biggest in the world.
And guess what Pokemon dropped on? Mobile. Pokemon Champions dropped on mobile. If exclusives matter so much, then the game would have only dropped on Nintendo Switch. I don't care if it's a free-to-play. I don't care if it's a cash grab. The game, if exclusives matter that much, then Pokemon Champions would have been on Switch 2 only, and Switch 1 and 2 only. You guys know that. Even Nintendo's like, nah, put that on mobile too.
That's Nintendo, and that's only in that world. Oh. Every brand has its identity. Rockstar is GTA. You think about that. You see what I mean? Like, so much that they forgot about all those other games, and people say, you need to start making other IPs. Guys, I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to beat this, because it's like, it's something you have to have. If you don't have that, then you're just a third-party box. And
that's what PlayStation is, because that's what the vast majority of the gamers that play on that console. That's exactly what it is. Your box, the PlayStation box, ain't no different than an Xbox and a PC, because you guys are all playing the same games. What are you talking about, bro? And we're going to prove that at the end of this video. Make sure you guys still stay here.
The PC parts.
Oh, really? Because that's exactly what the PS5 is.
A lot of people were calling the GOAT Jason Schreier a liar. I was saying that I'll make updates, or if you wanted to stay on a subscription, they were going to actually keep designing and focusing on keeping you on the game by giving you good content, not sitting there spending a lot of money and a lot of resources and a lot of development time on thinking how to keep getting you to pay for the game after you already paid for it. Now you're devoting 30 to 40% of your development process for live service, or maybe more, in MMO games and multiplayer games, where you could be focusing on high-quality gaming content, and then people will keep on staying in your world.
Nobody's buying it, though. And we're going to get to that point.
World of Warcraft did it back then. That's how Final Fantasy 11, 14, EverQuest.
And those games were multi-plat.
Around in those days, did it when those games were actually good, because you were actually giving people really good content, and the developers kept on dropping.
Well, people think that about Fortnite. People think that about NBA 2K. People think of that about Madden. But guess what? They don't think about that when they think of your precious PlayStation exclusives. See, that's what you don't understand. This is what you ponies don't get. Y'all stuck in the prehistoric dinosaur era of what gaming used to be, and you're not looking at things from the perspective, or should I say the lens, as to what's going on now.
Content, and because of that, you stay subscribed.
And why do you think people keep buying battle passes? Why do you keep thinking people keep buying VC? Because they want to stay subscribed. They want to continue to play They don't want to play your games. They don't want to play your games. You guys, it's like bragging about something that nobody wants. That's what you ponies are doing. Hey, we got exclusives. Only 300,000 bought it. Salty Xbox fanboy. You can't play this game even though our audience don't even want to play. How is that even a flex? That's not even a flex. Oh, well, look at this. Yo, we got a 300,000 sorrows. You Xbox, y'all just salty because y'all can't play it when you guys don't even want to play it. When Marathon comes out, you got PC game, and you want to talk about how Sony's pulling games from PC. If that's what they do, the funny thing is Sony is making more money by selling games on PC than they're doing on their own platform. Okay? That's so funny that you guys keep thinking otherwise, but Marathon sold better on PC than it did on your own console.
Not only did they pay for your game, but they paid to keep your servers up, and it was kind of equal, and everybody was on an equal field. And so some guy just hitting a buy button 24/7 and overspending, and the next thing you know, this guy spent $500 a week on one video game.
Exactly. And that's why everybody's pushing for the live service and subscription.
It's free to play. That devalues the community, too. It's like, no.
It doesn't. How does it devalue their community if they continue to keep supporting the game? You know what's devalued? All right, we're going to get to that point.
I don't like any of this, but hey.
Well, that's you. Uncosaurus, that's you. But guess what? 99.9% of gamers say otherwise. That's what it is. It is what it is, bro.
I mean, hey, Sony's in a position where they are now. They're making, you got these companies today, man, making 10, 15 times the money they're making because they could just be an MTX vampire and host it. This is why I always love Nintendo, because their games are not microtransactions oriented. And when they were selling their
really? So we're going to sit there and act like Pokemon Champions doesn't have microtransactions? Bro, you know what, man? I can go in detail. You guys already know, man. I'm a real gamer. I call it all on all spectrums, man. You say that you do it, but we all, every time we watch this video, you always cap it. Every time. This man ain't nothing but a glorified fanboy, and he knows it, because you're going to sit there and say that Nintendo doesn't. They literally did it with Pokemon Champions, bruh. What are you talking about? Nickel and diamond people for games that they've already purchased on Switch 1 and charging $20 for Switch 2 versions of the same game. But yet Nintendo doesn't do that. They charge you for Nintendo World Showcase. They charge you to even use voice chat on the goddamn platform. But Nintendo doesn't do that. Okay.
It's because their games are that good. They're not trying to get you to pay again for microtransactions. Expansion is different. You're making expansion content. You would pay for expansions back then. That's nothing new. But we're talking about, I paid for your game. Now you want me to pay for you a sub after I paid for your game, and you want me to pay for a battle pass and pay for vanity. No, man, I don't like that crap, because you're spending too much development time.
Well, that's where the gamers are going. But let's end this on this note. Why are we still talking about exclusives? Why? And the funny thing, that's not the way numbers. It's obviously higher. Okay, now do the mathematics. Do 300,000 times 70, and you'll see that it's about the 22 mil. It'll probably equate to 21 million, but that's probably due to taxes. Yes, if you do 300,000 times 70, it'd be 21 million. Plus the taxes, of course, will equal to 22 million, which clearly says right there. So that shows that the mathematics is consistent. This game flopped, bruh. This game didn't even sell 1 million, bro. This game is doing so terribly right now, and you guys out here talking about exclusives. Okay, so if exclusives, so Dreamcast guy too. Where's 99.9% of the other PS5 users? Why aren't they buying this game? Why has it been 2 weeks and ain't nobody on it? Oh, that's right, because nobody cares about exclusives. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this video, man. Like I said, man, the dinosaur era is at it again. You know, and like I told you, man, they're just going through their little fossilization phase. But, you know, as time goes on, the bones are going to deteriorate. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this video. Take care. Peace out.